Hey guys, Coach Kuiper here with another installment of Kuiper's Coaching Concepts. Going to talk today a little bit more about controlling the run game with runners on first and third. We talked a little bit more about how to control the run game in general with runners on first and third with pickoffs and such, but today I'm going to talk about what do you do if the runner on first leaves early. This is a fairly common play in youth levels up through high school, and you might even occasionally see it in college at some lower college level situations, but we're going to talk to you about some of the mechanics of what you do to stay prepared, stay not flustered in the moment, and how to get these outs. All right, so what do you do? First things first, before the play ever happens, much like you would with a runner on first and less than 2 outs, you're going to pre-pitch communicate with your shortstop. Pre-pitch communication, preparation will make it all reaction and your ability to anticipate plays. So in this situation, runners on first and third, doesn't matter the number of outs, you always want to remind yourself, what do I do if the runner leaves early? Your teammates should mention that, your coaches should mention that, and you as a pitcher should remind yourself, what do I do if he leaves early? Okay, so what do you do? Okay, first things first, I'm just going to walk through it. First things first, you come to your set position, and hey, step off. What do you do? First things first, we need to understand the situation and what the offense is trying to do. But let's just take a basic example. You step off. What I'd recommend is showing the runner on third the baseball. You don't have to do this, but I feel like by just lifting the baseball at him, one, reminds you to look at that runner on third, and two, it can freeze him in his tracks just a little bit more and let him know that you're paying attention to him. Now, most of the times offenses run this play, they're trying to steal a run and get you as a pitcher to forget about the guy on third, freak out, draw all your attention to the runner on first, and steal a run. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to make sure we don't let that guy on third think that we've forgotten about him. Show him the baseball, let him know. Now, before I go to my next step, if that runner on third has expanded his secondary or is far enough off already where you can pick him off, well then either throw the ball over there, or if on the off chance he just takes off, you are already stepping off, you're showing him the ball, and you just hightail it over there and go get the out. If he is in a situation where he is close enough to the bag where you could not make a quick throw over to third and get him out, well, then your attention needs to now shift to the next task at hand. And that task is turning and immediately giving up the baseball to the guy covering second. In most offenses, you're going to have the second baseman crashing in, and you're going to deliver the ball probably to about 10 feet up the line towards first, in between first and second. Some defenses are going to have the shortstop covering. That's sort of irrelevant, but again, should be addressed in your pre-pitch communication. Generally speaking, whoever it is that you pre-pitch communicated on a double play ball, whether that be the shortstop or the second baseman, depending on the hitter type, your pitching velocities, things like that, whoever it is that you pre-pitch communicated with, that's the person you're going to deliver the ball to. So let's do it again. Step off, he's going, show him the baseball and give it up. And you'll notice in this situation that I turned to my open chest side. Most of the time as pitchers and infielders, we're taught follow your glove when you turn, follow your glove when you turn. This is one of those rare plays where you're going to keep the play in front of you to execute. Step off, open chest, deliver the baseball. We are not going to pump fake. We're not going to see where that guy is. You need as a pitcher to deliver that baseball right away, get the ball out of your hands, and if you want to think of it selfishly, hey, if I do that, my job is done. Well, not all the way done. My next job is to go back up home in case a subsequent play gets a rundown between third and home. All right, great. There's the play for right-hand pitchers. Now, I'm a righty, very common for me. I'm going to go ahead and switch the glove around just a little bit. This one's going to be a little less common in terms of what you do if the guy leaves early. A lot of times what the offenses are going to try to do is have that guy have a big old primary, and they're going to try to draw a super slow pick off to first, and that guy's going to take off right away on leg lift. We'll talk about that maybe in another installment, but if you have listened to my left-hand pickoff move video, I talk about how left-handers' leg lifts cannot be super slow to the dish. You can't have a 1.8, 1.9, 2-second lift, even being a read guy, because then other things can happen. So let's go back to the task at hand. What do you do as a lefty? Okay, what do you do if that guy takes off early? This play is a little bit tougher. Admittedly, it's not an easy one, but lefties got some other advantages, so I'm okay with them getting a tougher situation here. So come and set. Let's see, I gotta do this as a lefty. Come set. He leaves early. You see it right in front of you. Step off. Now, similar to a righty, I'm going to keep the play in front of me, which it is right now, but here's the hard play. I'm going to turn and peek at that runner on third. Okay, this is a tough one. I'm going to step off and I'm going to turn and look at that runner on third, and I should hopefully be able to pick up real quick. Has that guy extended? Is the guy creeping off? Is he close enough to the bag where I could wheel around and either get him out or engage him in a play and get him in a rundown? I should be able to figure that out very quickly in just looking at him. And if he is not in a situation where I can do that, and if he is close to the base, then I just continue on, step off, boom, get rid of that baseball and throw it to the second baseman, likely covering in on the play. So that's pretty much it. It's a harder play, and what I would encourage in terms of watch-outs and ways to practice this, the number one thing you can do is prepare and remind yourself, what do I do if the guy leaves early? The simple act of reminding yourself before the play takes it so instead of freaking out and having to think about and process, what do I do in the moment that play happens, because it is designed to get you caught off guard. If you're prepared for it, it's very easy, and you will just, as a righty, as a lefty, you will just automatically, oh, step off, boom, I got this, easy peasy. The number two thing is practice it. Okay, in practices, in scrimmages, I would recommend that coaches put this play on. Not only do they teach it once and practice it and run it through some of the team drills, but you may not need to spend a ton of time on it. After you've practiced it once and everybody understands the mechanics of it, I would simply just work it into your practice situations where if you're doing 27 outs, 21 outs, or if you're doing a scrimmage, occasionally have that runner on first just take off early and see what happens, okay? Practice, 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 and don't forget the pre-pitch communication to make sure that you're anticipating the play and not trying to process and then react in the moment. Hey, I almost forgot about a scenario where you're on defense, you're on the mound, and your coaches said that guy on third absolutely cannot score. Here's a follow-up activity that you can do so that you can potentially put yourself in a situation to get some free outs if you know that you're not even going to deliver that ball to second base. So if we go back to what do? Okay, step off, show them the ball. We're going to do everything the same, and we're going to go ahead and step off and full arm fake. Now you can do a couple things. You could even argue and say, let's get a little bit sneakier, and you could say we're going to do it incorrectly, trying to bait that guy into taking off so that we can get a pick off. You could either just come set, you hear step off, and just skip the look and then just give him a full arm fake over here and then look over. You could even go so far as to wheel what I would say is the incorrect way in this case, step off, follow the runner, full arm fake, and then come pick up over here. I mean, ultimately, you as a defense will have your plays and figuring out if you're going to run a red-green system, if you're going to run a situation where a run may not score, something like that. So you can do it in a variety of ways. You can either do it to include a better deke, so you can get that guy to expand in hopes to get the extra out there between third and home, or maybe it's a scenario where that guy is the winning run in the bottom of the last inning and he absolutely can't score, and that guy on first, maybe there's even 2 outs. So the only thing you're giving up by letting that guy go from first to second, you're giving out a force play at second. Now, we don't want him to go, but we definitely don't want that guy to score. And then similarly, one of the things that you're going to need to do, if you're a lefty, it's going to be a little more challenging, because if you see that guy take off, there's a modest chance that if he takes off, that guy on third is already starting to creep, hoping that you're going to go ahead and pull over. So I wouldn't personally recommend, if that guy on first takes off right away, I personally wouldn't recommend just following and doing a full arm fake, because by the time you do a full arm fake, if that guy took off as soon as he took off, it could be too late. So you guys as a defense can run with these suggestions, kind of figure out what works best for you. If I'm a lefty and that guy takes off, I'm still probably going to go ahead and peek, but I might be able to just do a full arm fake and come right back, something like that. So anyways, like I said, hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this is useful. Don't forget to pre-pitch, remind yourself, and then prepare, do some practice, and this will be automatic, and it will It will look awesome. When you guys go ahead and take that extra out and the defense is trying to trick you, you're not tricked, you get the out. They're the ones that look silly, and you feel pretty good about what you just did. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.